Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen. My name is Even Lease, and today on 10 Minutes More or Less Ship Review, right behind me, the Consolidated Outlands Mustang Alpha. Another starter ship. Let's go ahead and take a look. Welcome back to another review. Today, the Mustang Alpha. This is basically the competitor to the Aurora MR, just due to the price points being pretty much similar. It is another starter ship, and it sits at a decent price for what it can do, I guess. But we'll go ahead and take a look at all the details here in just a second. I want to make sure to remind you, I do have a giveaway going on right now for the new Fortune salvage vehicle by Misk, so make sure you enter into that giveaway if you haven't already. It is on my channel. Find that video and comment for your chance to win that. Now, getting into this ship here, the Mustang Alpha, just like the Aurora MR, is priced pretty much the same. It is $30 if you were to buy it standalone, or it's $45 if you buy it as a game pack. So if you're new to the game and you're looking at this ship, or you're looking at the Aurora, I'm going to tell you what the differences between the two are. Now, if you buy this ship in-game, it is $642,600 aUEC. Definitely not a bad in-game price, but this ship is kind of limited on what it can do compared to the Aurora in some regards. Not all regards, but in some. It's kind of a toss-up. It just depends on what you're looking for, but the biggest thing that's changed with this ship compared to that one is there's no living space. There's no bed. You can't sleep in this thing, so you have to make sure you land at a station or a home base and, take rest at a hab, and not be able to lay in a bed in this ship means that you can't just park it anywhere and call it a day, right? Which is honestly too bad, but that is your biggest difference between this and the Aurora MR. Now, this ship for the pilot does have 350 damage per second due to the two size 2 CF227 Badgers at the front of that ship. And it also has two empty size 1 hardpoints, allowing you to put two size 1 guns on here as well, almost doubling the firepower, which is awesome. But it's kind of just like the Aurora in that regard, except for the Aurora, it doesn't have size 2 guns. It's all size 1 guns around with that one. So another thing with this ship, there's no missiles for the pilot, which is really too bad. Even having 2 missiles does make the difference compared to having no missiles at all. So that's kind of a bummer. But this ship does excel in other areas, and I'm going to talk about that here in just a moment. Before I do that, I do want to let you know this ship does have 2 size 1 shield generators outputting 2,800 bubble shield. Not the greatest amount of shield, but you can upgrade those shield generators and definitely output the same as the Aurora. It just comes stock with shield generators that aren't that great. Now, it does have 9,231 HP, so a little bit better in the health pool area, which is good. It's always nice to have a little bit more health, but then you got to ask, well, why does it have more health? Well, because this ship has wings, and this ship has engines that protrude from the body, and it causes more issues because now that health is distributed throughout the ship a little bit differently, which means that you could get taken out of the sky or space a little bit quicker. Always something to focus on. Now, the ship does go 225 SCM as a top speed with a 500 forward boost and a 260 backwards boost with a top navigation speed of 1,200. So it's not slow, like the slowest thing out there, especially in starter ship regards, because the Cutter is actually one of the slower ones. But this matches the Aurora in that, so that's great. I like that. And this ship outmaneuvers the Aurora. It outmaneuvers quite a few starter ships, sitting at a 72 54-205 pitch yaw roll. The yaw is surprisingly a little bit lower. I was expecting it to be closer to the pitch, but with that, this ship does maneuver quite well. It actually can fight against ships like the Arrow and Gladius a little bit easier compared to something like the Aurora, where it has its maneuverability kind of not nearly as good as that. So something to consider there. This ship does have a pretty small fuel tank as well for its hydrogen and its quantum fuel, sitting at 6 SCU of hydrogen and 1.1 quantum fuel. So not a very high amount of fuel, whether you're exploring planets or jumping across the system. You're going to have to constantly go to stations and refuel this ship. So expect that, definitely. But let's go ahead and talk about what this ship can do for you, okay? Because it's a starter ship, and you have to know, well, if I'm going to get this game, or maybe I just want to get a different ship, is this ship going to be able to do anything for me? Let's go ahead and take a look. Starting off, right here is my player character, and yes, I understand that my character is thirsty. I will drink, I promise. Now, I want to tell you, there is no gold standard or components pass, so you cannot access your components on this ship. It's one of the older ships in the game. That's why its textures, that's why its overall body frame, everything kind of just looks rugged, kind of rough compared to a lot of your newer ships today. Just the angles look a little bit rough and everything, and it's just one of the older design ships. Now, you can access your inventory. If you press and hold F, you can go ahead and open storage here, allowing you to store some things, which is kind of nice. There is no interior on this model of the Mustang, so there is a model that has an interior back here with a living space, but this one does not. You just get into the cockpit, and that is it. Now, if you were to go ahead and hold F and open the pilot canopy, you could use this technically. You could take a tractor beam and tractor beam a small box back there. Or if you just head to the back of the ship, this ship does have a cargo pod. Basically, it looks like something you'd see in a shipping container almost, like a small shipping container. So if you drop this down, you can go ahead and open up this door here, allowing you to store, deliveries and up to 4 SCU of cargo on this grid. As you can see in the videos here, loading cargo manually in this ship is a real pain in the rear. You have to have it almost perfect, and then it'll give you that zone to put the box in there. From there, you can just grab the box again and then just push it to the back, which is nice, but it's just kind of a big struggle getting the boxes in there in the first place. Getting the boxes out, very easy. I'm going to show you right now, just right here. I left one box in there. All you got to do is just grab it, and then you can just pull the box straight out. Definitely no problem there, which is nice. But getting it in, if you don't have it at the right angle, it just can be a real struggle, and that's just, there we go. You get better at it the more you do it, but obviously that goes with anything, right? So it's just nice that it does have this storage area. If you knock someone out, you can throw them in there and lock them up, right? So it's somewhat of a bounty hunter, you could say. Now, what else could you do? You got 4 SCU of cargo. You got some space for deliveries. You can definitely do some minor bounties with the ship, which, just like with the Aurora, let's do a quick battle. I'll show you. It's just going to be against AI, but it can hold its own. You just got to be careful not to lose those wings. Let's go ahead and do that really quick, and I'll give you my score. Now, as you can see, this ship had no issue taking care of those smaller AI targets, and honestly, its maneuverability is fantastic. The view outside of that cockpit is just awesome. There's no annoying struts in the way like with the Aurora, which has always been something that's kind of bothered me with that ship, as well as most RSI ships that have the strut issue. But honestly, this ship still does a great job at the price point that you're sitting at. Now, if you were to compare it to all starter ships out there, there are quite a few starter ships that do so much more and so much better than this or the Aurora, so it just depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a very basic starter pack to get into the game, this is a good option. It allows you to put up a little bit more of a fight, but you're missing out on that bed that the Aurora has, which allows you to log out wherever you want, and that is something to also consider. Now, with that, my score is a 5 out of 10. Honestly, there are a few things I'd like to hit on. The firepower and the missiles are really low compared to so many starters out there. And then you have a very limited amount of fuel. You don't have your gold components pass. And then you don't have any sort of bed or living area in this model of the Mustang Alpha. Let me know, what do you think of this ship down in the comments below. Is this a ship that you prefer over the Aurora? But, I mean, honestly, knowing a lot of us out there, including myself, there is plenty of starter ships that definitely are a little bit above this. But then again, it's all about personal preference and what you're looking to do when you get into the game. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure you keep an eye out for more giveaways, more videos, and again, I'll see you guys in the next one. Why, I just got this nice refreshment and I was hoping for some pizza. Can I have a slice of pizza, please?